Today is the day where time has actually changed. I sit here with my partner as we commemorate the past transgressions of one man, Robert Kelly. Have you found him guilty already in the state of public opinion? Or does he deserve a fair trial? Find out today on the Southern Knowledge Podcast.
You are now tuning in to the Southern Knowledge Podcast with, you already know who it is, Malice Mother Martell.
Wait, why no cursing? We trying to get it clean for the kids?
It's just my throat is a little, what's called, if I say fucking a little hard, it might mess my throat.
Hey, like we was having a conversation last week with the OG Mon Dukes. I feel like cussing is like that green onion that you put on top of the baked potato.
Even though you just can't really taste the flavor of it, you know it's there for the extra emphasis on the meal, right?
Yeah, and you can kind of taste it. It gives that little hint. It's like, is it paprika in here? It's that little that little flavor that you don't really taste at the beginning, but it's there. You know it's there, but you don't really see it. That's what I think cursing is with the human, or my vernacular that I speak.
You know, actually, honestly, you know my little boy, of course. He's 3, about to be 4. Been to be a
smart kid. I can tell you that, smart kid.
So I'm trying to stop cursing around him though. So that might be kind of too why I might not be cussing as much.
Let's ask the question of the decade. Does your son know Baby Shark?
Baby Shark do?
Yes.
Nah, not really. I mean he do, but he don't sing it like.
Okay, at least
he's
not.
At least his nephews is on that.
At least yes, bro. I think that shit is just like a new form of brainwashing. Like they put some code in the kids, turning them into like secret agents, and where they hear a special tune.
Like how they used to say Lady Gaga's song backwards is like the devil recitement or something like that.
Man, do you know that song 3-6 Mafia? I gotta stay fly.
Sure. Yes.
People used to always say if you play that song backwards, so if you slow it down one, it's like Lucifer is my king, and I worship him. Somebody, bro, I don't know if that was edited. People was really playing, and I was scared for my life. I'm not gonna lie.
They said that about Adele. I guess 3-6 Mafia, Lady Gaga, I know for sure. Is that like true too? Because one thing I also seen as well is that when Lil Uzi Vert said he wanted out of the music industry, somebody said, you know, it's just like little funny stuff on Twitter. They said Lil Uzi Vert asking out of the music industry, and they put like a picture of Lucifer laughing. Like he actually sign your soul over to the devil.
Like that saying goes, or the onomatopoeia, whatever you want to call it. How do you say Lil Uzi Vert name fast?
Lucifer.
Right? But I don't get into that shit because I'm not believing the theories of
You're not into Scientology? You don't believe that?
Hell no. Well, I believe it could possibly be
a whole church in New York. What are you talking about?
Scientology is everywhere. That's the major, like for major celebrities, like Morgan Freeman-ish type.
Yeah, Brad Pitt is openly a huge member of it. He wants to talk about it. But their premises of it too is selling their souls, I guess.
I think, man, in this world, you're going to believe what you want to believe. So I'm not going to fully just critique somebody for or bash somebody for believing in some type of religion or scripture or word of their God. But it's just not for me to follow. But I'm not the kind of person, well, maybe I am the kind of person that wants to toot their own horn sometimes, or hear that you're right, or let people let me know that I was right or I predicted a situation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you must not be a fan, because I'm talking about the Jussie Smollett situation. Jussie Smollett was arrested. Now, he did post bail, which we all expected. And to be 100% honest, I don't think he's going to do any jail time, actually. I think he has a lot of connections. He's been famous since a kid. Brothers, sisters, famous. So he has connections. He's not going to be in jail a while. But I think he's narcissistic and possibly a sociopath. But I don't think it's fair how, if he was to get jail time, and so many other people that false claim a lot of these same things and get no jail time. Cough, cough, Emmett Till.
Cough, cough, women that set men up for rape and they found the rape charges that weren't true. But my honey boo boo, who was on, 2-3 weeks ago now? Miss Erica herself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Was mad at me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Behind the covers, you know, I'm gonna throw under the bus a little bit. She said she really didn't like what you had to say about it when we first talked about the Justin Smollett. Y'all just assuming, y'all don't know all the facts and all that.
As all of the other liberal women did.
You gotta take his word as the truth.
Exactly.
And you know, she did tell me yesterday, I need to apologize to Malice.
Because I was telling the truth
about it. So yeah, you did call it. I don't know if he'll be serving time for it truly. I mean, what time can you serve for it? Lying to the police about, you know, a situation that you set up yourself. So the time he should get, I mean, they might just slap him on the wrist, make him pay bond. He'll be on parole for a while, and that'll be it.
What I think is going to happen, and I think it's kind of already been starting to put in place, I think he's going to actually come out and be like, look, I have a drug problem. I'm going to rehab. My thing is, you're not white. I don't know if he got the skin, the complexion for the connection that good. Like, yeah, he light skinned, but I don't think they fucking with him like a white person.
But I mean, he is a house nigga color, so it might be a little bit more leeway that way. But true enough, I just don't see him pulling that kind of stunt because you're right, he isn't white.
Do you think that?
And it was said that he tried to do this for more pay on his show anyway. So.
Do you think that as a black congregation, that even though Jesse has past transgressions or whatever with the law, that they should still accept him for being a black man first and let him back in as other communities would as the white race or whatever? They let a lot of the people that do wrong, the Elvis Presleys with the 14-year-olds or whatever, they let them back in and they forget their past. Do you think we should do the same with ours? Because if we don't accept them, who will? Or do you think it should be like, no, you fucked up, put your feet to the fire?
Are you alluding to a topic that we're going to be talking about in the next 15 minutes? Or?
No, I just want to know because it's something you can be like, okay, I'm in this tribalism of, I'm pro-black and I'm with my black brother and black sister and I'm ready to go all the way there with it and, you're my skin folks or you're my kin folk. And there's some people that's like, look, I'm calling you out whether you black, white, green, Asian, or blue. If you do something wrong, even if I call you my brother, I'm going to, hit you over the head, then pat you on your back, but let you know you did something wrong first.
I truly don't know if that's his route anyway. I don't know, like, the stamp that he's made in the black community. I don't know what he's done for us. I don't know what he's done for the gay community, truly, besides just coming out on the TV show or whatever.
I think he came on Ellen DeGeneres, if I'm not mistaken.
Really? Okay. So I don't know if any community would just be able to back him for that or just would say forgive him because I don't know if he's done anything for other communities.
So does the gay community distance themselves from them or do they just not say anything?
No, they rant about it saying he deserves his job back on New York, or wherever they film the show at, Chicago, Atlanta, wherever. In front of their offices, saying he should have his job back because they always end up getting what they want anyway. So
I actually seen some people actually putting in comments and things saying, "I still believe Jussie. This doesn't smell right. This, that, and the third." And then when it comes out again with more information, I feel like people are just gonna be like, "Okay, I have some alliance with Jussie, whether I'm black or I'm gay or I like him as a person. Whoever that person is, you have some kind of bias towards him, so you're constantly trying to look for or give him the benefit of the doubt. Me, I'm the type of person I try to be unbiased and look at the facts, and what the facts are showing me that the story doesn't really add up. Whether it was planned as soon as it happened or planned previously, this just doesn't seem like an organic situation where two actual white people or quote-unquote rednecks was assaulting Jussie Smollett.
But did you see the video of the chief of police of the Chicago or the FBI, whoever, when she gave that press release of everything that they had detailed in the with text messages to the calls to them meeting up, all the surveillance cams that they said they watched. So I just don't see where Jussie could have thought he could have got off with this. It really is not even that big of a deal, to be honest. But moving on from it, can you believe him? Is he right in the head, like you said? Is he a sociopath to want to set up a beating for himself?
I think this story just is just going to be a footnote going forward for future either accusations or hate crimes or whatever happens. And however the story goes is kind of going to show if he actually gets penalized, like, okay, he gets either probably 60 days in jail or some small thing like that, or if he actually just gets fined. I think this will show kind of going forward how they look at the situations, how they look at false accusations in these hate crimes, in these accusations, and how they move forward from there.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that's the way it should go. Just the false accusations and everything that you just noted. You stated that elegantly.
To stay in the same city though, and stay on the same, not the same basis of something, but just somebody with multiple chances with more than another. Let's talk about R. Kelly and him getting the fuck out of here because he's going to jail. He's not getting. Look, as even though, you know, these people, these new accusers for R. Kelly may not have as much evidence, and I haven't really looked into like the details and everything like that, but even if they don't have as much evidence, I feel like R. Kelly is going to jail because one, he's already been convicted, and the public, you know, the jury of public opinion, he's already been found guilty. So they don't have to worry about that. I think this is just now about finding something to where we can catch him and he can't use a loophole to get around it. And I really think they about to send this nigga to jail, and he gonna be talking like Bill Cosby, saying it's an amazing experience, and he gonna be the fuck out of here.
Still, it feels like we're putting a period at the end of the sentence for the Jussie Smollett situation, a period at the end of the sentence for the R. Kelly situation. Do I regret or feel sorry for Mr. Robert Kelly and all this? No. But I just, like I said before, and I'll say it a million times, me as a person, I can be able to, I don't care for Tom Brady off the field. Whether he wants to kiss his dad on the mouth or not as a 50 or 70-year-old man, that's none of my business. But in his specific, you know, professionalism that he does, he's the greatest to me. And R. Kelly, arguably or not, is probably the best artist, one of the best artists of all time. So just to say, oh, he had, you know, underage women, that's none of my concern. What he did just in a studio in his own time, that's all I can truly see. So if he deserves the time, I guess, yeah, true enough. But, I mean, like we said last week, the dudes in the 1400s, 1500s used to get 13-year-olds pregnant. Women, as soon as they were able to have their periods, they would get pregnant. So he's just having that same mind frame then, now, and of course it's a different times, different, we learn more and all that, but
Uncle Luke,
I just don't truly,
Uncle Luke, I'm
in the middle of the fence about this.
Ye of little faith. I say this, I can't, I used to have that mindset, you know, well, this dude is so great at this, I have to separate all of these things that he does over here with this. And the mindset I'm with now is you can't do that. I don't see nothing wrong with Bump and Grind. You can't listen to that song again and not think that he's speaking to adolescent children if you know this is who his main choice is for his sexual preferences. You can't just be like, oh, well, I'm going to disconnect who he is as a person and his ideologies when those same ideologies got him to make that music or whatever product it is that you love or enjoy so much. It ain't no passes for this no more. We got to get R. Kelly the fuck out of here. Ain't no maybe, ain't no and, ain't no nothing. We got to get predators like this nigga the fuck out of here, because if you fuck with the babies, you fucking with the future generations.
Okay, so
and you got to get out of here. And when it's a nigga like this, if you say that mindset, if you got that mindset, I can separate it from the character of who he is from the music. That's how you allow predators and people like that to continue to thrive. Because by you still listening to that music, he's getting money in his account. By him getting money in his account, that's more money that he can use to hide or shelter underage people that he's messing with. So you can't just try to take away or have some innocence and be like, well, I only mess with him this much, I don't mess with that. I feel like that's just you trying to give yourself a scapegoat to still support him even though you know what he's doing is wrong.
Okay, thank you for stating that. Now, what has made you change your mind? Because we were in the same mindset not even a month ago.
It's just looking at it, man. Just you get all of these different opinions, right? It's like it's gumbo. You get all of these different ingredients, and that final end result is totally different than what you thought it was going to be initially. Everything that I've been hearing post, not even just talking about the documentary with R. Kelly, all of this time, let's just talk about the things we know that we don't have to say allegedly about. We know he married Aaliyah underage. We know these things, so with it, we don't have to give ourselves no fake scapegoat and be like, well, I can separate this from this. Like with Kodak Black, when he says things like, I think he said something about him hating his dark skin or something like that.
Once saying he doesn't want to be with dark skinned women.
Right? Yeah, you can be like, I want to separate this, but in every song he always saying, I want a yellow bitch, I want this bitch, and you know, damn, it's because he kind of hate who he is. It's still kind of, that's gonna be in the back of your mind whether you jamming this song or not. You're gonna be like, damn, who this person really is. I can't connect with you all the way on the level like I would with an artist, because I know if I was to meet you in person, I couldn't even.
No, I'm not saying I would have been in the party that he just had 2 weeks ago, or am gonna still support him in tours or anything like that. But if I just want to go and listen to some R. Kelly just because he's a sexual predator, doesn't mean I'm just finna stop and not listen to his music at all. How does that benefit anybody?
You know that saying.
How does that benefit anybody if he's actually put out great content himself?
You know that saying, you can't speak on what's derogatory or offensive to another, either minority or color or anything. You can't. So us as two men, and I'm trying to get away from this defining toxic masculinity and all that bullshit, because I feel like that's bullshit. But just being a man, an objective person looking at this situation is fucked up, and we know that these people supporting this type of shit allows predators and people like that to continue to thrive. So I can't support that, me being who I am. And that's not me trying to be no social justice warrior. That's not me trying to be somebody that's trying to be a Captain Save-A-Ho or anything like that. That's me being a unbiased person and looking at a situation and saying, this is the problem and this is what we're doing wrong.
Okay. Like I said, we'll have to agree to disagree on the topic for now. We will be bringing it back up later. But when you said toxic masculinity, it did remind me of Mr. One Terry Crews, who likes to throw out that slang now, and he's also used it again against how I kind of alluded to as well, the Patriots. The owner of the Patriots, Mr. Robert Kraft, has caught himself in another scandal, but not just on the field, not deflated balls.
He was out in Florida.
Well, I mean, I guess he might have deflated balls and he needed a little help to get back up.
He was out in Florida fucking with them city girls. Got his ass caught up.
I don't know if it was actually a sting operation or not, but apparently Mr. Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, did go to a massage parlor, and I guess he did ask for the happy ending at the end, and they came out of the closet, and the FBI stuck my homie up.
Imagine this thing face. He been hanging with. It's probably because he been hanging with Meek Mill and all them lately. He went to the wrong one. Imagine this nigga face when 12 popped out on his ass and caught him. Well, he knew he was gonna beat it anyways, but just the surprise that he probably had on his face, like, y'all really gonna do this to me?
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all know I got the money. I'm probably worth 10 bills, something like that.
So that leads me to my question. An 80-year-old man, a rich white NFL owner, worth billions. Is he gonna get let off on this? What should happen?
Bruh.
And
Did you see when they
how do we go move
Did you see
forward?
when they told Trump about this? Yeah, Trump said, and I've seen he's proclaimed his innocence. That's my friend. That's my guy. Great guy. You know how Trump be. He cool with Trump, bro. He not getting caught up on those soliciting prostitution charges. The oldest. I really feel like that prostitution shit should just be out of here. And what I've seen, I caught myself, bro, looking back at some old DMs in my Instagram. Worst mistake I ever made. I seen majority of the women that I used to fuck with. You can't stop a woman from turning into the hoe she destined to be. I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth. And you can tell, I don't understand, unless you just proud to sell pussy. We know if you taking these pictures in the hotel room, in the 2002 based hotel room with the box TV, we know you selling pussy out the hotel. We know it. I just don't get, I mean, I don't knock your hustle. It's the oldest profession, but I'm just saying.
So now as for the law itself, is this ethically wrong? Is this morally wrong? How should we move on from this?
This is what I think America can do, and I'm looking at this from a capitalistic.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this straight capitalistic point of view, taking my bias away. If you want to make money off of it, just create like the red light districts where it's legal in these areas. I know you got it like in Las Vegas and stuff like that, where it's like legal brothels, but make it more nationwide. Have restricted zones to where you really can have your money, like you only here. To where it's safe, cut down on human trafficking, I feel. Excuse me. And I think that could be a really way to help the economy and move forward and stop being so, hypocritical in this country.
Yeah, I can't just truly look at him and say it's toxic masculinity like Terry Crews tried to bring up, because some of these women are forced and came over here just to do stuff like that, to solicit sex and things of that nature. So I can't really call it toxic masculinity. I can just call it being horny 4 a.m. and just trying to get, that nut off. And, he probably ain't had no other route to it.
Alright, my question is this. Let's take away the age.
Would he rather take out some hot 20-year-old woman, take her out on a date, wander down there and fuck after that? Or
is he married?
Go straight to it. I don't know. That's a good question.
Let's take away the age. Look up if he's married, but let's take away the age. You 35 years old. You worth $6 billion. Do you pay for pussy just to be safe? Just to be like, look, I'm giving you this money. Get away from me. That's all I want. Don't talk to me. You don't know nothing around here. Leave your phone out there. You ain't taking no pictures. And just do it like that. Or do you take the route of having multiple women and just having this little stable group that you have and try to work it out like that? Deal with their emotions. Deal with the conversations. Deal with everything like that.
He is divorced, and like I said, I just think it was more of a situation where he doesn't want to have to go through the whole processes of taking a woman out, doing this for. I can just go to this massage parlor, ask for my happy ending, and then that's the end of that.
This nigga old too now. I gotta think about that. This nigga ain't got time to be wasting talking to hoes no more. He done did all his talking to the hoes.
He done did all his dudes.
He at the point now where, look, I got $6 billion. I ain't got time. I ain't got nothing. All I got is money. And 3 Viagra's and hard dick for 3 hours. And this is what I got right now. I got however much you want. Let's get it. That's how I think he looking at it. He not trying to spend no time. And I think that's one of the best ways you can do it. Because you can't have to worry about no babies. Because you're going to strap up. And you don't have to worry about all the other drama that comes with dealing with a woman on a consistent basis daily. You just pay your money. Y'all don't have to have no relationship. And you just go from there. I think this is gonna be swept under the rug. I mean, how many senators, congressmen, presidents, how many times did this happen?
Ethically and morally, I see nothing wrong with it.
Whatever happened to that head coach? It might have been last year or the year before. A woman recorded this nigga smoking crack. He was a coach.
Yeah, you're sure right. You're sure right.
And I don't think he lost his job. If he did, he's still working somewhere around the NFL. This dude was smoking crack.
I think it was the Dolphins.
Can you look that up real quick? Hey, y'all gonna have to respect us, doing research during the show. We just trying to give the best,
and that's how you know it's authentic, to
the people. Cause I was thinking about that, man. And especially he's white. Now, yeah, he may be around Meek Mill or Cardi B every once in a while, but he's writing people check. And you know how the saying goes? Yeah, Shaq is rich, but the motherfucker that write his check is wealthy. And Robert Kraft write the checks for one of the biggest teams in the last 10 years in America.
It was offensive line coach for the Dolphins. Damn, I knew it's back up in now. Chris Forrester.
Oh, he was sniffing coke. He was sniffing coke.
So
sniffing that fish scale.
Fish scales, huh? Yeah, I just see nothing, honestly, ethically or morally wrong with anything like that. But going on from the wealth that you just brought up right now, in America, I think we're just slowly trying to figure out how we want to have our economics be capitalism still. We can move on to, communism, even if anything like that. But a country that is far ahead of us right now, and I think in times, and is actually just to the north of us, Canada. Its main city, Toronto, is supposed to be having a huge blossoming of money that's supposed to be coming in soon. From people coming in, just the, local businesses there that are booming. And apparently houses by the mid-2020s.
2026, if I read correctly.
Will be, how much?
$3.6 million, the average home in Toronto.
Now that just shows me, I just like to look at everything from my aspect. That just shows me that America is not doing something right, or Toronto is completely doing something wrong. So
I don't know if
your opinion is.
I don't know if I ever told you this story, Uncle Luke, and it may be a little, I may, be getting off from the point a little bit, but I think it's driven home from the same thing. My plan for my life is to get my money by about 45, maybe 50. And move to Germany and have 2 kids and raise them in Germany or somewhere around there, or maybe Norway or Switzerland.
Yeah, just Europe itself, though, right?
Something out of America. I don't plan on being here. I plan on getting all my money here, putting it in some bank account, overseas or something, and then moving away when I get older. Because I can't raise kids in America, especially at the trend that we're going now with police violence and the way the economy is set up and just the way everything is here. I really just, when you going through life, you really start to figure out yourself. Figure yourself out more. What you like to do, what you don't like to do, the people you like to be around, and just becoming more of just growing more of yourself. And the things that I've realized more about myself is the environment and the things that I like to be around. It's not really based here in America. It's probably somewhere else where I can be more peaceful, less frantic, less sped up, and really be able to be by myself and be able to focus on the things around me better.
So I guess Toronto just isn't, or Canada in general isn't a place that you want to
I have to see first, man. I have to see first. Now, I travel when I can, but for my birthdays, I really like to make a major trip, and I like to really go somewhere. Last year, i.e. Colorado. This year, I'm either thinking more west, going to California, or I might go all the way up north, and maybe go to a Toronto or something like that, and actually spend some time up there and just see what it's like to our up north brother.
To me, what this just speaks volumes of is that we got to get out of America. So much money to be made everywhere else. I mean, maybe you can have a bigger chance to make it or whatever, but corporations, like I said, small businesses in Canada are just booming, especially in Toronto around that aspect. Did you know that they have like a Uber for a person to come to your car and fix it? Not really just an Uber, but it's a company that it'll send a car fixer directly to your house.
Like
they'll
a
fix your
mechanic?
car in your house. Yeah. Mechanic, there you go.
Damn.
And they'll fix it in the driveway of your car.
That really is needed, because not how many times do you have to get a tow truck just to take your truck or car?
Exactly. So that's just the way America is thinking. It's not thinking of things to cut middlemen. They want to be able to pay everybody for everybody to be happy right now.
Bro, conspiracy theories, malice. Why do we cars still use like rubber tires? Like, could they move on to something that's not as easy, like poked by screws and everything like that, to where it's like more protected and something that you wouldn't have to spend as much money on tire with the rubber industry?
Yet again, it's just exactly like what like you were just going to say. It's just not cutting the middleman anymore. It's always got to be that middleman, especially here in America. Of course, cars everywhere like that, but it's the hot dog situation. You know the conspiracy about the hot dogs?
No, what is that?
Why hot dogs come in an 8 count and the buns come in a 10 count?
So it's always
that, exactly. So it's always that divide. You'll never have that equal amount that you'll always need. So it's just, anyway, America tries to find a dime, it'll get it. But Canada gets it. It's trying to cut the middleman in that, and their real estate is booming right now. I don't know about their stocks and stuff like that, but PPOs, I'm sure, are going crazy right now. Investing in marijuana up there would be very smart.
Yeah, hey, that's what I'm thinking about. Spending some money on real soon, is putting some money in some marijuana stock, because I really feel like soon, I think that the whole just mindset of how marijuana is looked at, just from a political standpoint as well, and just medically and everything like that, is really going to be legal federally in the next 10 years, if that. So I think that putting money in that stock will probably be a good idea. Now, I'm not no professional. I'm not Warren Buffett. And I'm not gonna know.
But that's what it takes, though. It takes trial and error. They weren't Warren Buffett before they weren't Warren Buffett, So it's just about learning about it yourself and putting the time into it. I think I also talked with somebody else that I was heavy with, stocks and bonds and stuff about like that. I just said like that 4 times. But
dropping that info on you.
We came to a conclusion together. The next state that legalizes marijuana, the first big company that moves into there, he's gonna probably put his whole life savings into that marijuana company.
Well, I think it depends on the state, man. Well, I mean, people love marijuana, and there's not that many states. And I've always spoken about the research that I'm doing about the correlation of cost of living and legalization of marijuana.
Since we started this podcast.
Yeah, and I'm still doing that, but I think it all just, for the video people that's watching, ties it up in the bow. It just brings it all together to a whole centralized thing. But putting his whole life savings, like he's living it like that.
I was finna say, but what made him come to that conclusion? In Canada first legalized weed, the first big company to announce that it was gonna
Monsanto
mass produce. Is that what it's called?
No, I'm playing the hell no. Don't smoke no Monsanto's weed. You ain't gonna be around to smoke much weed after that.
That be laced and stuff or what?
They produce a lot of they patent a lot of seeds, and they create a lot of cancer producing seeds. Things that aren't good for the human body, but they are such a big corporation, from milk to every other thing that you can think of when it comes to farms and production along those lines. I mean, just look up a lot of their videos. I mean, this one video I think I was watching about these anchors, these news anchors that was doing research about milk and the things about how it's causing this and that and the third. But I think it's just I wouldn't. Me personally, I just wouldn't trust Monsanto's at all as any corporation and really look at the food. And I really want to do a show about that, just talking about food and production and things like that, and how you can really just get the best food, and if organic is really good for you or whatever, things like that.
I mean, that What the Health video, it kind of made me go vegan for a while, but now that I see things under there and, you know, everything in moderation, it's kind of what helps me. But we should definitely talk about that still. But on the tangent I was going on, the first big company, their stocks went from a couple of dollars a stock to, it was at its max, a couple thousand per stock. So do you know how big of a profit that is? From $2 to $2,000 a stock.
Indubitably.
So,
no, I don't know what that is, man.
So I just think that would be the next move for Americans or us black people to try and look into marijuana stocks. Because it's something we already know anyway. So
how long do you think Texas is? Like, do you think Texas is gonna wait until
it'll be the last?
Like, state. It has to be passed federally for Texas.
It'll be the last state to pass it on its own. It will have to be released federally.
That's why us motherfuckers. Well, I don't know if we're one of the 28 states. Hey, Luke, have you seen this recent thing that's been coming out about these zombie deer? Like, it's a bacterial disease that's going around causing some kind of infection on deers and stuff like that.
No, my girl told me about it, but I didn't believe her. I told her to shut the fuck up saying that dumbass shit. So if I'm hearing it from you,
Luke is putting it down in the crib, like Uncle Luke putting it in the crib.
I mean, I was like, come on, bro. What is you talking about, zombie deer? But is it like an actual thing that make them?
Yeah, I have.
If they're getting stabbed in the head, they're not gonna die. Are you telling me?
No, it's not like they're actually like not able to die. It's one of those situations where they're just. Let me actually find it. I think I took some photos of the actual situation. And no, I didn't. Oh, no, yes, I did. Zombie deer disease, also known as chronic wasting disease, is a type of prion disease that affects deer, elk, and moose. Prions are small, abnormal, infectious proteins that cause proteins in the body to fold abnormally, especially in the brain and spinal cord. The disease gets more fatal as serious as it progresses. It's always fatal. It's a sag. It just really looks disgusting, like some kind of Call of Duty zombie movie type deer, right. But it's not actually like undead or
now, can bacteria get into humans and it affect us?
I mean, if you eat it, it'll probably get you sick. Me personally, I think it has to do something with, once again, the Monsantos, maybe the grains that they're eating or the food that they're eating. That's actually causing this to happen.
It says what proteins or something like that, right?
Yeah, if people eat it, it'll probably just get you really sick. I don't know if it'll give you an actual, disease or anything along those lines, but I think it'll really just get you sick. And it just.
So just don't eat any more roadkill for the time being.
Actually, I just seen an article that said in California they're making it legal for roadkill to actually, street meat to actually be legal for consumption, and it'll actually help the environment because less animals will be eaten.
So they can
or merciful to where it's like, hey, you killed this animal, but you can eat it.
Huh?
Yeah. Roadkill is.
You know what I think is the dumbest law in America?
That you can't have anal sex in Colorado.
That's the thing, actually.
Well, in some states you can't have anal sex. It's illegal. Look it up. It's illegal in some states.
No wonder they probably don't shoot porn in Colorado. That's actually makes a lot of sense now. But that you can't bury a dead body. Just it has to be in a casket. You just can't bury a dead body.
For real, that's true.
Yeah.
They don't want your body. Exactly. Like what Neil deGrasse Tyson say when he was like he wants the fauna and everything. He wants his body to just be buried so they can eat off him and take from him like he did when he was alive. I feel like if anything that should be one of the only ways you should be buried, because caskets to me just seem dumb, and I have a fear of being buried alive on some Kill Bill shit in a casket. Yeah, so me personally, I would rather either that, and I don't want to be cremated. I either want that or I read somewhere that it was saying that you may be able to be biodegraded or recycled or something into a tree.
Yeah, that too.
And I was like, hell yeah, like turn me to a weed tree and let me be like on how high and smoke me, and I can come back and see the homies, right? That's how that works.
That's how it works. Yeah, I think that's very dumb. And those fucking deers can suck it, cause I'm not.
Do you actually have you ever ate deer meat?
Never.
What's the most exotic meat you ever eaten?
Actually, I just tried. My brother helped me try lamb last year because you know that nigga fit and he and all that kind of stuff is like lean protein, so he eats that a lot. And I just ate like an actual full sandwich of lamb. You know, at the mall, the great sandwich place. You know, usually like that sell Philly cheesesteaks. They sell lamb there too. And I tried it. That shit cold. Fuck with it. It's a bit salty.
What can you compare it to? Is it like a gamey beef?
Yeah, kind of like beef. More like a steak. The part of the steak of the beef.
The
and it's
weirdest to me.
Crop.
Weird. Yeah, it was alligator tail. I think if I'm not mistaken. I was with them boys out there in them pastures out there and feeding them goats, and my cousin Ray had came in there and he had brought me about 3 of them gator tails, and then I put them right on that grill, and put them thing right up for me. Ray, get off the damn mic. Like I was saying, I ate alligator one time, and it's cool. Me personally.
What's it comparable to?
Like they always say, chicken. People always say it's like chicken. To me. But I like to stay in the main food groups, but I'm really, really trying to get away from red meat. Like, I enjoy a burger or a steak every once in a while.
Still eat pork?
Hell no, I ain't pork in like 2 years, 2.5 years. Like, it's been a minute. I gave up pork and soda at the same time. And you know how they say whenever niggas get up soda, they always be saying that shit like, it don't matter what you talking about. Like, niggas be like, hey, you want something to drink? I mean, shit, I don't drink soda, but I ain't drunk soda in 3 years. But anything else you got, that's kind of how I am with that. So I'm really trying to just get my diet right and just be able to, with all the information. Hell no, man. With all this information out here, I feel like you're doing a disservice to yourself just not to find out information about how you can help yourself in a little way.
What's better for your body and things like that. Now, for the first time in a long time, I try to cut on a college basketball game and watch it. And I think everybody can probably guess if they, have any inklings of what's going on in college basketball right now about the best show in sports. And so, it was the biggest rivalry of the year, UNC and Duke. Tried to finally sit down and watch it. And 37 seconds into the game, the number 1 pick goes out, hurts his knee, and busts through his shoe. Now, I thought this was so unfortunate. I lost my mind. I'm like, no, his knee. First thing you think about when he went down like that, he grabbed his knee and tears ACL or something like that. That's just me, this is Derrick Rose.
And just as big as he is, you just...
Yeah, exactly. So when he saw him get up and walk off by himself and went into the back room by himself, I was like, okay, it must not be that serious. So I was happy about that. But how do you feel about Nike? Do you think this was a freak accident, it will never happen again, or does this actually wear on their material?
I have multiple layers to this. One, I just ordered some Paul Georges yesterday.
The 2.5s?
I just ordered those yesterday. Unrelated to that, I ordered some other ones, then those came, and it was a perfect deal. And I really just got them, and everybody hoops in them, so they really look official, and I want them. So that's one. Two, I'm a diehard Nike fan. Anybody who knows me knows that the main shoe or the main item that I wear, if it's any, apparel that's, athletic fit, it's Nike. I don't really wear Adidas or Reeboks or Puma or anything like that. It's typically Nike.
I remember back in school, you would try to convince me the LeBron soldiers were Heat. You did try to convince me that.
Not Heat, but they're nice shoes to hoop in, but I'm only like LeBron numbers. But I'm a fuck with Nike. My kid's gonna wear Nike. I feel like it's like how the people in the 80s was or whatever, Run DMC and Adidas and everything like that. When you're grown up wearing something, you really enthusiastic about it. And humans are creatures of habit, so I'm not gonna just switch it up like that. Did that turn off a lot of people, or did that help an Adidas or something like that? Of course, he just stepped through a shoe, but let's not act like this is the first time. I mean, how many times last year did the Nike jerseys just rip like butter? Mm-hmm. Do you not remember that one time LeBron's shoe kind of blew out on the bubble head kind of blew out? Yeah. It's videos of Nikes blowing out.
Monica Ginobili a while ago too as well.
Yes. So what do you think? I think this is the biggest question that comes out of this whole total ordeal. It was only maybe like a bruise or a strain, so he's day to day. But does Zion Williams hang up his shoes for college basketball and focus directly on the NBA and getting healthy?
As a fan, of course, everybody would love to see him play, but you have to think of it from his aspect of what's the best for my family. And I think anytime you step out on the basketball court, you're liable to get hurt. He could not play for the rest of his year, and it'd be a situation like Gordon Hayward, and he blows out his knee, and he's gone for 2 years. So anytime, you can't take injury, have injury be the main reason why you don't want to step on the basketball court anymore. If he comes to the conclusion that he doesn't want to play and, he is going to preserve himself for the NBA draft, I can't be mad at him. But you can't have that in the back of your mind that injury might derail me. Of course, obviously situations like, who's the homie that went before Kevin Durant, Greg Oden, can happen. Joel Embiid didn't go first because he had a major injury.
But Kyrie Irving only played like 11 games or something like that and still went first.
And he came back for the last couple of games through the year in the playoffs, right? Or was it just the last?
It was something like I say this. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it and I'm really, putting this in my brain and thinking about it and everything. If Zion was to be like, you know what? I got to focus on my NBA career. I'm done with college basketball. That'd kind of worry me. Not because I'm saying, he doesn't have that drive and leadership or the focus or the grind or the stick to. But because that may mean he may think he's injury prone. Because as somebody, that could just be a freak accident to a lot. But if he's thinking, this can happen again or something like this, that must mean he has some worry too, or somebody does. Because some people can just look at this as, this is just a freak accident. Some Chinese kid about to get beat, or in Asia or something, they about to get beat. They messed up on the stitching. Some people can look at it like this, or some people he can look at it like, you know what? I really can fuck myself over, which really gonna make me think with his body and his play style that it's gonna be hard to take him in the first as the number 1 pick because how long will that durability go? And then I always say to me, he really has to develop a better handle in the jump shot because you're bigger, stronger, faster, and jump higher than everybody in college. But in the NBA, it's a whole other level with some whole totally different beasts. Like Gerald Green was jumping, like when he'll do his dunk contest or outside dunk things, he'll be jumping neck above the rim.
Right.
But in games, it's not as often that he's just jumping and dunking on everybody. So everybody in the NBA is strong, fast, and can jump high. So it's really his game is really going to have to show me like how smart is he, how his intelligence, can he pass, can he read the defense, can he read the offense, and just go from there and see how he really can develop his game. But it's iffy to me. I don't know if he's a definite superstar in the league, and I know some people may call me dumb. They can say he a bona fide number 1 draft pick. To me, it's a doubt. It's a little doubt in my mind.
I'll get you for sure though. I am truly sold on him, to be honest. Of course, I never want a kid to fail, but I honestly think the sky's the limit for him. And 10 more games with Coach K. I think they have 3 more regular season games, another game against UNC. 10 more games under Coach K isn't going to benefit him in the long run. More than just sitting out.
I think he can teach him something to help him in that game moment, but. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that team is built to make it in the.
Without him, for sure.
Even with him, I don't see them in the championship.
Really,
I've made up my mind. I feel like with their lack of shooting and RJ Barrett being able to get cold out of nowhere, I think that when they get to that real bracket, if they face somebody that they slow that game down, I think they might get an early exit.
Now that's a truly hot take.
Hot take, sizzling.
So now that we're gone off of that, I wanted to bring back a factor in the show that we haven't talked about in a while. And that is the what the fuck segment of the week. So, Miss Yudi Pineda, she was a nun back in Colombia. Her whole life she's been practicing to become nun. She's been praying 20 times a day, eating the meals they give her, and been living under her house with a whole bunch of old women that used to beat her.
Sending her Hail Marys.
Yeah, of course. So it's arisen to her within the past couple of years that she's been having these sexual urges. And, as a nun, you have to save your virginity for the Christ Lord himself. Mm-hmm. And apparently Shawty couldn't do it. She couldn't hold it no more. Those urges were getting too bad. She came out and used to say that she used to play with herself in the nun house. And she finally just completely dropped it and is now a porn star in the industry in America.
Well, what's her name so we can do some, just feel research.
Just research yourself. Yudi Pineda. Pineda. And she actually, her first scene was her playing on this nun situation. So she was dressed up as a nun, and she talked about the situation herself, saying,
which one?
Oh, Lord, I'm sorry, I'm having dirty thoughts. And she gets fucked later.
Okay, which one is worse? her being a former nun and playing a nun in the porn, or like a Mia Khalifa never being a Muslim but wearing dang, I just forgot the name of what she's wearing.
A hijab.
A hijab. Yeah, which one is worse, that or her wearing a hijab and not being a part of the Muslim faith and having sex in it and everything like that and disrespecting that? Which one would you say worse? Being an actual nun and then portraying that, or never even being in a religion and putting that on just for the porno?
Weren't they trying to push to get that video completely off the internet?
Somebody was really offended about that.
Yeah, so I don't think nuns are just going to be able to see this video and get offended by it, you know? So I think for sure the Mia Khalifa situation, I think that was like the biggest scandal in porn in like the past forever. So Mia Khalifa is out of line for that. Her playing a nun, I mean, that's been done before though in actual porns. But for her to be an old nun and then do this is just a little disrespectful too. But I'm sure nuns aren't going to be looking up on Pornhub. Well, some might, of course.
I just say in the end, man, if you are forcing yourself to be in any religion and you know you got these urges, whether it's because you're gay, whether it's because you're a sexual deviant, whether it's because you're a motherfucking, you want to do whatever drug you want to do, I just feel like why bind yourself even if you believe in that theory of God, you know you only have one life. And if you don't believe in that shit, regardless, I don't understand why you want to just be like, look, this is what I want to do. I'm not going to live by this dogma or whatever this holy book is. I'm actually going to do what I want to do, and then when I die, I just face whatever consequence that come with it, but at least I can say I live this life how I wanted to live it, not for somebody else.
And that's true, man. It's just about living your own truth. I think that's what gays try to push, and that's what I just really want to push to everybody, whether you're gay, you love something weird, you're a furry, all that kind of stuff. Just
necrophiliac.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but that one you need to be in a jailhouse for. But just living your own truth, you can't be mad at it for it.
And that was the what the fuck news of the week.
I told y'all we would be coming back to the situation, but we do have a special guest in the building here today. He's been waiting patiently to, air some things off his chest and to let us know how he's feeling. I want to introduce y'all Lokkhart.
Hey, yo, what's up, y'all?
We did talk about the R. Kelly situation, and Malins gave off his opinion how he feels, and I gave off my opinion how I feel. But just wanted to get your touch on the situation and see, obviously a third person perspective. Can you separate the music from the person, or is the person and the music just too evident that they have to be linked together?
Between the two, I'm not sure I could give you the best answer.
What's your answer?
My answer would probably be I'm not in any particular situation to judge anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like personally you can separate the art from the artist only because you gotta. I mean, unless you're doing it as a profession to judge people, that's fine. But I recognize I'm only human, and I got my own demons.
So you believe, as the biblical book once says, let ye without sin cast the first stone, is what you believe.
Exactly.
I can agree with you, but I just say this, man. As three men, as we are coming into age in this society, we have to be the ones that lead the younger generation now. We're becoming fathers. We're becoming role models to younger people. Yeah. We have to look at our fathers and our mothers' transgressions and be like, okay, this is what they did and this is what they did wrong. They let this R. Kelly shit pass just by saying, well, I love his music and this is a separate entity, feeding his machine so he can take care of these underage girls. And I'm not taking no excuse or taking no blame away from the parents letting the children be in that situation. But I'm just saying, if you go in with that mind state that I'm separating this music from the person that he is, you don't realize that you're still supporting that same beast that you may speak against.
I don't fully agree with that.
Tell me what you don't agree with.
I don't agree with, in particular, I just don't feel like, what harm is it truly doing to someone? Like, music is sonic. Music is programming.
It's children being harmed.
Listen. So if I were to play Lil Aiden Bump and Grind by R. Kelly right now, like, what particular age group are we talking about? Like, are we talking about the youth in general, being from like 15 and down? Are we just what harm is it doing to what youth? And understanding that, however old whichever particular age group youth we're talking about, like if they old enough to know what he did wrong, who are we to not push the issue that people can make their own decisions?
Because when you support situations like this, or you support let's just say a NBA young boy, right, that's consistently, he's going to jail, he's saying, look, it's up there, whatever we gotta do, I'm gonna kill about this, I'm gonna kill about that, don't do this to me, I'm angry, I'm mad, this is how I'm expressing my emotions. If you support him, even though he does these things outside of the work, you're supporting the behavior that he's promoting as well, because you're like, well, I can separate this. Not everybody is good enough to, or smart enough, or the youth is smart enough to separate and be like, well, this is just a character he's portraying, or this is just something he's doing to sell music. It's a lot of kids that probably looked at 6ix9ine and was being like, oh, this is how I get on, this is how I need to portray myself, and it's really a detriment, even though you're supporting him still and putting money in his pockets.
What is it true support if I'm just in the confinements of my own home with earphones in? Let's just say I'm not even playing it out loud. Earphones in, and I just want to listen to Bump and Grind. I don't know why we keep saying Bump and Grind.
It's not.
Or if I just want to listen to some Chris Brown.
I do.
Because that was a huge.
I do have something to say to Mr. Martell over here. I think it all comes down to your morals and who you are as an individual. Like it's particularly on YoungBoy, you can look at it two ways. Like if you willing to stand on something and express yourself the way he is, like art isn't always perfect, and it's usually truth. The truth is the ugliest thing to look at.
Okay,
right,
so
right.
I can agree.
Let me finish.
I can agree to something. Okay, I can respect that. I'll let you finish.
You gotta let me finish. They're like outside of music, but on that particular platform of entertainment, obviously they're on the world scale. But I can't sit around, YoungBoy in particular, or anybody of any sort of wrongdoing. I can't sit around and hate the character. I can't hate the art, you know? You know where I'm trying to come from with it?
I can see. So you're saying basically,
But he wasn't the same mind frame a month ago.
Yeah, but if an artist takes the standpoint of a Charles Barkley and says, hey, I'm living my life, I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm not a role model, and I never based my life or predicted my life to be in a situation to where I'm living myself to, please you or to be this. But once you take on the role as a public figure, as somebody that's taking these people funds and these hard-earned money, you have to take some responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. And I think as that artist, you can try to give it a scapegoat and say, well, I'm just doing this, man. I'm not trying to inspire nobody or this, that, and the third, but you're doing that regardless if you want to or not, so you might as well take on that responsibility and do what you know is right.
But that again goes to kind of my thesis before I started. Like, it all comes down to character. Like, if you're willing to, I feel like truly, no matter how old you are, if you at a point where you have to sacrifice yourself for other people, you live in life wrong. Like, if I'm a public figure and I got something on my mind, and I got something I want to stand on, and I got to stand on it. It just goes down to character. You know what I'm saying?
I can, and I think we're basically saying the same in the sense that I agree that morals and character should be a main issue, but you cannot. If somebody's doing something, I feel like, especially if somebody maybe have some transgression with their girlfriend, they get into some domestic abuse, and it's something that could be hearsay or she say and wishy washy. I can understand, but if it's something that's directly affecting the children, like this person is a child molester or a child predator, you cannot give them the excuse of I'm just separating the artist from this, because this is something that's actually detrimental and actually hurting people if you're helping this cause by. And like you were saying earlier, Luke, if you're just sitting in your room and you're listening to your music, how you really benefiting him? We're in a day and age now where every click that you make is money to somebody. Whether you click on that YouTube video or you click on that link, somebody gets paid off of that. So by you playing that song, he gets some kind of streaming revenue or something. So you can't even say that, because now how things are going, every click means money.
Okay, in that aspect, to use your own point against you, what about drill artists? What about artists now that are promoting violence in their music, and the streets of Chicago are a bloodbath right now?
It's real.
I'm not giving them any pass. But I'm saying that mindset that I'm going to separate this, because it's people that doesn't separate that. They love the outside. Like, let's say an Anderson .Paak or something like that, to where it's like, okay, I love what he's doing outside of the music because he's actually being an activist, and I love what he's doing in the music. Overall, I love this artist and what they do. that's an artist that you can be like, I champion him on and off the track. Is basically what I'm saying. But let's shift a little bit. I know it's a lot of music that just came out recently, and we want to really get into that. But I really wanted to talk about more so some lifestyle things and get some other male perspectives on some things like that. Just relationship wise, I wanted to ask you something. The ultimate question that you ask a man. You walk into your home. You own this place. Or let's just say your apartment.
Yeah.
You see your girl. She cheating on you.
Yeah.
It's a 4-5 on the counter. That's the strap.
Yeah.
You got your keys in your pocket, and it's a camera record. So even if you decide to go there, you got the crime of passion backing you in Texas. What is your response to that situation, and how do you handle it?
Are you asking me if I'm gonna kill that nigga?
No, I'm just saying. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't do. I'm just giving you all the options that you have at your disposal. If you want to go that route, you have it. If you want to go the route where you just walk out, you never see nothing. If you want to walk in and join, I'm giving all options. Okay. I'm just letting you know. Yeah. This is one of the options you have.
Okay, so if I walk in the house, if I walk in my apartment and my girl cheating on me, and it's a gun right there, and I got my keys in my pocket,
so you can leave if you want.
You know, truthfully, again, like I said, like
don't tell me, Chris. Don't tell me you can't judge nobody.
No, listen. No, of course
not.
You
can get judged.
No, of course not. Like I said, I'm only human, and this goes back to what I was saying about demons, right? Like I'm not perfect. You know, like I've always had a difficult time expressing myself, but when it's in front of my face, it's kind of hard to. With that being said, if I were to see my girlfriend cheating on me in my apartment and there was a gun, I'd probably black out.
And just do it. And that's why I think they create the laws like the crime of passion, because in some states, I think just how the human mind is set up, it's some things that you can just get out of yourself and have a moment where a YNW Melly say he has different personalities. I'm just totally separated from myself, that whatever actions that happen, I didn't even control this. What do you think about that, Uncle Luke? I know we kind of talked about this, but...
Yeah, for sure. I always felt like that was the law that should be instated in all the states. You know, just things that are, catastrophic to see. You know, you're not thinking in your right mind frame, you come home to some shit like that. Yeah. You're not thinking in the right frame if what else is a legal case for murder, self-protection and things like that. You know, it's you in your own home, you don't expect to see something like that. I mean, of course.
All right. Another question. I don't want to grill the artist right here, but I kind of just, when somebody comes on our platform, I want to dissect their brain and really see where they just, coming from. Another question.
For sure.
I'm Lokkhart. I'm gonna block that out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Who cheats more in relationships? We really on this cheating route today. We kind of getting another male perspective.
Because we didn't end up getting our Valentine's thing.
We didn't. We really trying to still put that together. We're really trying to get the lovely ladies on the show that we really can get some other perspectives. For right now, we got our guest Lokkhart. He's gonna tell us
who
do you think cheats more? And if you want to go deeper into it, who cheats the best? Who cheats more and who cheats the best?
Yeah. I think men cheat more.
Okay.
I think women cheat better. I think
expound on that.
I think
that's really just the age-old question, though. Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Boys will be boys. The situation where men will do, but women are just sneaky. Like,
I feel like you gotta look at the anatomy of both the male and the female. Like, the female is more, I feel like is more of a hopeless romantic than a man is. A man is quicker to think with his penis.
Like, if you walk up to a random woman right now and you say, "Hey, what's your perfect wedding?" Way more percent of the women would be like, "Oh, by the beach," or this or that. And if you ask a dude, he's like,
"What the fuck?"
I can see.
And you gotta also look at it like this too. Like, men probably cheat more, but women will cheat better, or in a worse way, because I feel like they'll actually cheat, like, as far as a relationship goes. Like I feel like they'll actually get attached to another nigga.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Can a woman actually cheat and still love her man. You know the age-old saying a man can cheat because it's just sexual and still have feelings for their woman. Do you feel like a woman can step out of the relationship and still love her man at home, but just some women, as they say, two things I ain't never seen is a UFO and a hoe that won't go. Some women just want to have sex. So can that still be possible?
Yeah, most definitely. There's too many humans out here for it to be. I feel like it'll be more directed towards, like I said, a woman will cheat for a relationship, but there's all kinds of situations.
Because it's just more of a mind frame to me for women, though. Yeah. Because a woman, she won't just have sex with any dude. If she's not feeling satisfied sexually, she'll just honestly will leave the situation.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
You think a woman will just step out on a man just because she's not getting satisfied sexually?
I think that there's a lot of women. Now, I'm one that'll say...
I think they're in relationships.
I'm one that'll say that, women, I call them out just even as they call out men because I feel like I want it to be even. But I will say this. There's a lot of women that'll stay in a relationship for a man. Women will stay for totally different reasons than a man. A woman can be in a relationship with a dude with a microscopic penis, but can really be with him because... either he quote the age old he makes me happy, or it's a security, or if it's emotional, or if it's just something like that. A woman will really be with it, whereas a man, I think if the sex is really lacking, it really won't last that long with us. But a woman can put up with shit like that just to get what she got to get, or secure as most women do in America, find a way to get to your money. I think a woman will stay around and put up all your bullshit, your dirty draws, and everything you got until she can get a direct link to your money. And when she can get a direct link to your money, that's when she'll really let it out and be like, fuck you, I got what I needed, and go on about your day. Now, Uncle Luke, is there any topics that you kind of wanted to throw out there? Because I got limited, locked and loaded. I just wanted to know if you had something.
Well, for sure, I just wanted to touch upon the situation because we do have a huge music head right now. If y'all didn't know, Lokkhart himself. Be looking out for that. But
are you about to ask him his top five, or are you going?
Not that, but,
okay.
The topic that we want to talk about, Mr. Gunna himself and Offset, and what y'all think of his music and going
Dripper Drown 2 and Father of 4. Right. Look, I want to say this first, and I'm gonna let our guest speak. That Offset cover looked horrible, bro. It looked like he paid a homie. Like that, yeah. It looked like he paid a homie really
like I put it together for him, to be honest. Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I understand. There's that age-old thing like where the kids, none of them can stay still, so you get the best picture of each one and you Photoshop it in. This is your album, bro, that you pushed back. That was been supposed to come out. Then he was like, oh, I forgot to drop it. Then he pushed it back again, and now you drop it and you put the shit that you just did in a week on there. And I didn't even get the whole like the king or the Egypt, where he's coming from, and maybe some Masonic shit. Maybe that's on that conspiracy end. And if you really, if you know something about that, DM me and I'll get into that. But I think that, look, man,
that's just a bad look, honestly.
I really got some bad news. I think Atlanta, and I'm wearing the hat, but I think Atlanta is on the end of their wave, and I think it's about to be time for another city or state to come up in the ranks and be running the game. Look, I mean, it was Three-Headed Snake was good on the Gunna album. Maybe 2 other songs was good. It sounded really repetitive. A lot of his songs, it sounded like he's made them before with a lot of similar beats. Offset, the same thing. Mediocre album. J. Cole jumping on niggas' albums and killing them. That's all I'm going to say about that, man. That's how Migos is getting really repetitive. And Gunna is getting really repetitive, and that whole sound. And I don't know how much I can blame it on them, because once somebody's hot, everybody copy their flow. So I've been hearing the Gunna flow, the Migo flow so much that I'm just tired of it. But to me, it's just it's getting old.
Yeah. So your opinion on the albums, and just do you think sound like that can last any longer?
What do you think, Lokkhart?
The sound that they make.
My opinions on the album. I haven't heard Mr. Offset's album.
Me neither. I
haven't. I haven't. I don't even know what his album cover looks like. I don't. But I can speak for Gunna. I think. I thought Gunna shit was okay.
Cause it can be good now, but it's like
the question. 2-3 years from now.
I don't think he has time like that on this album. And I kind of wanted to expound on something you said. You said. Was it because, are you saying Migos or Offset doesn't have that impact to where if Drake dropped the album, you would run and see that title, right? Or for Kendrick Lamar or something, like even a Lil Uzi Vert. Are you saying maybe Migos don't have that, and maybe it's a detriment because of all the music they've been putting out, but they don't have that mass appeal where it's like, oh, I'll say drop the album. Let me go hear it. Do you think it's some of that?
For sure. I think the Migos have made kind of. I think the Migos are a huge hype wave, and I'm not trying to disrespect the Migos, but I feel like majority of the time you'll see them on a video, and then you like they have such an overflow of content that it's just kind of like at this point it's almost like it's not even special. Like they don't take their time with it.
And I'm gonna put this out there, and I know a couple of her stands personally.
Yeah.
I want Cardi B to fuck out of here. I'm tired of her shit. I hate her music. I'm not gonna lie. It's just, to me, I hate it, man. And I feel like
a little forced to me. A lot forced.
Forced, and it just seemed like a situation to where me personally, I just hate when the media puts something all in your face. It just makes me want to go the opposite way, because I'm like, I know you're pushing this on me. I just want to step in the opposite direction. I'm really tired of that whole shit, and I'm ready for a whole new era of hip hop. And I really think we're gonna look back at like how people dress in this era, like in the 2000s, where we look back and be like, bro, they're looking crazy. What is they wearing? All in all, but let's just go on another tangent for the last topic that we'll talk about on this evening podcast.
38, right? 38. 12 more weeks till it's 14 more weeks till it's a year.
Oh, till you're doing a podcast, yes. And what is this? This is maybe our first, I don't want to say interview, but our first real guest where me and Luke have both been doing this, and we've done an actual conversation and detailed analysis with one of our guests. And I'm really just looking forward. I really just want to push this to where we can do more interviews, and I really want to get it to where callers can call in to the show and, you know, voice other opinions, because if you don't know me, you don't know. If you know me, then you know that I love to hear another opinion other than my own, and to be unbiased and hear everybody's opinion. So going forward, I really wanted to do this, and I'm going to be honest, man, I really enjoyed this podcast with our special guest.
For sure, me too.
For sure. Anything else to add? You did say you wanted to talk about one last thing. What was it on your mind?
Well, my last topic, man, I'll say I wanted to ask our guests something maybe off the wall. We've been talking about relationships, and you know the most important thing of a relationship is the sex in a relationship. So I wanted to ask you maybe one of your most memorable sexual experiences, maybe a story or something like that, or maybe something, a girl, the crazy ex that did something that you really, you know, any past, you know, history, something that can.
Mine is the police pulled up on me one time. Heavy, hard.
What happened? Did they arrest you that indecent? Did they give you that indecent exposure?
Didn't let me go, but you know, while I was getting there and goddamn lights came up behind me, 12 o'clock at night. Motherfucker came up, knocked on the door. Had to put my clothes on real quick.
Have a girl ever squirted around one of y'all before?
No,
I don't want no girl to do that around me. I know some people, they love that. I think that's piss. I think it's mixed with it, and I don't like how that'll probably smell after it dried up. If you want me to be completely honest,
shit, you know?
Yeah. But we want to, I guess, didn't get to say his story about some memorable moment. If you need some time to really dwell on it, I could say me. One of the weirdest experiences that I ever had, I was having sex with this girl one time, and I ate something earlier, man. I had the shit bad. I ain't gonna lie. And we was having sex, and I bent her over, and I farted. And it stunk. Like, I mean, and I'm gonna be honest, bro, that thing was foul. But it didn't make a sound. And I was like, bro, I gotta go to the restroom so bad. So I was like, is something wrong? It kind of stink. And she like, that's not me. I was like, nah, something not right. So I used that excuse, bounce out and go home and finish my business in the restroom. Cause I just couldn't continue, bro. If I'd have kept going, I probably would have left the stain in the sheets, to be honest. But what about you, Yes.
The weirdest sort of experience, man. I won't even hold you. I haven't done that enough in my life to even feel like I have a weird experience.
Still got some time to grow on it, or you wanna keep your secrets to the vest to when it's the right time?
Not even. It's just as far as weird, like it's just I'm not adept in that, so it hasn't been enough times for it to been a weird time, So
you just really chilling. Yeah. You're not having to define yourself by going out there getting at this, getting at that. You really just being like, look, I'm really just looking for something that's real. I'm not even spending time on these.
Not even. I just say, like, as far as sex, like I've never, like, sex hasn't never been a trophy to me.
Okay, you never been a part of the
yeah.
contest, so I fuck this
Yeah.
many. I fuck.
Yeah, you know,
I'm a
so
mature
I
man.
haven't- Yeah.
I'm a mature man. This has been the Southern Knowledge Podcast with Malice, Martell, guest Lokkhart, and your boy.
Uncle Daddy Luke, thank you for turning in. Thank you for Lokkhart coming on and
For
speaking
sure.
his mind. For sure.
Like us, subscribe us, tune in, and check us out on
Get the
YouTube.
fuck up out of here.
And we got an Instagram page. Fuck with us.